This is a talk that I was asked to give by a seminary in Israel named Madresha Rachel, and they had a summer series for their summer students about students and their great rabbis. So they had different students present about the great rabbis that they studied under. And one of the teachers lives in my neighborhood, and she asked me if I would come in and give a speech about Rav Sinai, who was alive at the time. And Rav Sinai Harini Kaparat Mishkavo. I was learning with him that morning, and I turned to him that morning, and I said, to Harav, I said, I know this is going to sound very strange, but I'm actually giving a speech about you tonight. And he said, who would want you to give a speech about me? He said, if they want to hear from me, they can come here, and I'll give them a talk. I said, no, they specifically want to hear from students and that what they learned from their rabbis. So I said, is there anything that you feel I should mention that you would want me to say about you? And there was this sort of like almost telepathy about between us, about what we understood what we were really doing as I drafted this speech. And you can see I put three sections into it: Rav Sinai's history on a personal level, because as a survivor and somebody who had seen the founding of the state of Israel and all its wars, he had a tremendous personal history. Part two is my relationship with him, and part three were ways that he had influenced my life. And we realized as we were writing this that, in essence, writing the history of a 90-year-old and the biography of a 90-year-old for a speech is, in essence, writing a eulogy. And there was this moment of recognition between the two of us that we both knew that this was going to be the eulogy that one day I would give for him. So today was going to be a speech. And the truth is that when Rav Sinai did pass away this summer, I largely called upon this talk to develop my eulogy for him. And that was this talk. So it was a powerful moment between the two of us, and one that Rav Sinai didn't shy away from. The one thing that Rav Sinai really impressed upon me about giving this talk was, he said, don't exaggerate. He said, a lot of times we want to make the people that are close to us seem great, so we exaggerate how great they were. He said, just talk about what you learned from me and just talk about what happened to me. You don't have to exaggerate, and please don't. And that was a very powerful lesson to me. When I talk about Rav Sinai, I'm very careful, because I knew that that's what he would want, not to exaggerate. And that's an important quality, to always be telling the truth.